everybody. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here, giving me your time. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope I can provide some value to you. And of course, at the very end, if you have any questions, please just ask. So I am actually originally from Poland, and when I was 16 years old, my parents brought me on an adventure. Does anybody know where that is in Ireland? This is Rock of Cashel, in a beautiful little town, Cashel, County Tipperary. And this is where my parents decided to settle back in 2005. They brought me over to Ireland, and I saw the beautiful castle coming over from Dublin on the bus to Cork. And I just fell in love with the town, with the castle, and with the people. And I was the first Polish student in Cashel Community School. And yeah, so this is where we moved. And one day I read a book by Guy Kawasaki. He used to be a chief evangelist for Apple. And he is one of the most important people in my life. I absolutely love him. And he wrote a book about the art of enchantment. And what the book is about, it talks about how to be an enchanting person in business and personal life, and how to be honest and kind. So before I started my business journey, I always kind of loved him and loved the book, and I decided to implement his points into my business. A little bit about my story. So I moved over to Ireland. I actually was a fashion model as well. I modeled with Compton, the model agency. Then I did a little bit of modeling in Spain as well. And I really got to learn about how to promote yourself, how to sell yourself. It's a very, very harsh world. A lot of competition out there. So yeah, so that was it. I did that. It was a lot of events as well involved in modeling, in fashion. So that's what I did. And the most important point of building your network, especially in a foreign country, is when you talk to people, you have to find something to agree on. And when I came to Ireland, or when I talk to Irish or people from abroad, I always mention Ireland. I always talk about that I am essentially, or I grew up in Ireland. And from that point, our conversation follows. So my advice to everyone would be always find something to agree on. If you like, I don't know, to watch an opera, or if there is something that annoys you, there is always a person that will agree with you. There is always a person that has the same experience. So first rule for me, it's to find something both of you agree on. And the second thing is being honest in building your network. This is me and my mother in London meeting at some of the top hotels. And I did not pretend to be a huge company when I got there. I get invited to a lot of high-profile events. And I just told them, this is me, this is a girl, I'm 26 years old, it was last year. I'm 26 years old, my mom is a nurse, she was a pharma professional as well in events. There's two women here, very honest, wearing exactly the same suits. A lot of people said that we look like sisters. My mom is very beautiful. So. But yeah, I was just being honest about my company. I did not pretend to be bigger than I was. And that gave me an interesting edge, I suppose. The second thing is about being kind. This is another event I attended in Edinburgh. And this is actually my competitor, a lady from Spain doing a similar thing to what I do. And there was a little kind of system we had to do. And it's just me showing her how to do it, and they took a photo of it. I'm always kind to people. Always be kind, always be genuine. Be a baker, not an eater. Bakers think about how to bake more pies. Eaters think about, if I have one pie and I want to get a big piece of a pie, because that means I get more. Bakers think about how to share, how to bake a bigger pie, or how to bake more pies. So be kind to people. And she actually recommended me later to a client, and I got a client from Spain just for being kind. And that's how it works in building the network. Then don't be afraid of people. Yet again, this is another event we did in Milan, another event. I met these people first time in my life, and I'm already friendly with them, having a great time. This is Fernanda from Saudi Aramco, one of the biggest oil companies in UK. And she became my client simply from just being friendly, from talking, from not being afraid to approach them, to say, hello, my name is Pauline, what do you do? Don't ever be afraid of people. People are lovely, people are beautiful, people will help you. So don't be afraid to talk to people. And then research a lot. I don't drive. When I started my company, it's really, really difficult financially. So I take buses from Terenure over to city center, and I'm always spending like 20, 25 minutes on the bus. And I always use the Wi-Fi, and I always research. So back in April, I discovered that there was a global meetings industry day happening. It's an initiative from the US, and every single country was celebrating, okay? But there was no official event in Ireland. So I learned about that on the April 12th. I pulled a small event, I invited people. O'Callaghan Davenport Hotel gave me a venue. There was a gentleman that provided posters, I got a photographer, and I did it. I threw an event, official event for Ireland. It made the Global Meetings Industry Day then presented all the tweets, and we made it to the top 25 tweets for that event. Marketed as a destination. If I didn't do that research, if I wasn't on Twitter trying to search different things, I would have never learned about that. So I would say do as much research as you can whenever you're bored. Get on the phone and just do that. And then another advice that I would have is engage with people. So this was that event we did for the Global Meetings Industry Day. These are all the people that I've met over a course of 1 year, just talking to them. They were strangers to me 1 year ago. And I don't know, I just think engaging with people in a real conversation, talking about problems, talking about topics, it's really, really important. So when you're building a network in a foreign country, when you want to bring your business abroad and you need to meet different people, just engage. Invite them for coffee, ask them how their day was, talk about problems, talk about fashion. Many times, actually in the female bathrooms, I had more business cards kind of switched with a woman than I would have on a networking event. Because we always talk to each other in the female bathroom. I don't know if you would agree as well, but it's funny, they always say, oh, you have a nice dress, or what did you use? Is the lipstick okay? And then we talk about that, and we talk about business, and this is how it works. So engage with people as much as you can. And these are just a few things from Guy Kawasaki's book that I was talking about at the very beginning. Obviously, the book is much bigger, but there are a few things that stuck with me about what Guy was saying. When you're building a product or a service or a business, create depth and create understanding. So when I was building my business, the most important thing for me was that I come from a very big family on my father's side, and we used to do huge events for family. And this is how I really, really loved looking after people, creating events, booking venues now for them, booking travel, but it all came from that family events, us looking after each other. So when you're building your product or a service, create depth and understanding, and then tell a story, how it started, why it started. The story that I'm telling you today, I moved over to Ireland. My family used to have huge events, family gatherings. I'm sure Irish people can relate because most of you have big families, a lot of cousins. You know how it is to host them for Christmas. But there is no other better thing in the world than have your big family coming together. So that is my story. And then plant many seeds. I love that one. Plant many seeds. Talk to as many people as you can. Be on Twitter, be here, be there. You never know how those seeds can grow. There can be, Guy Kawasaki always says, there can be this guy on the internet called Lonely Boy 15, and he can be the guy that makes your business jump. Because he can be the guy that says, all right, I really like that idea, I will share it to my other friends, and then their friends are going to share it to other friends. And this is that little seed you planted maybe a few months ago when you sent him a tweet or something like that. And then enchant everybody. Be yourself, be nice, be polite. Manners don't cost you anything. Also, with me being in different countries and foreign countries, I always try to learn like good morning or hello, at least some words in their language, and I always call people by their first name. either on social media or whatever. So I think this is also very, very important on building trust and building network with people. Yeah, so this is my company, hotelformeetings.com. This is an agency, but we are actually designing a tech platform. We want to save we want to save people and busy event planners and corporate event planners more time. It's not going to be venue sourcing, there's going to be more suppliers on it, and we are trying to do something different. So if you want to hear about it, or if you want to talk to me, if you have any questions, here are my contact details. And if I can help you with anything in terms of hotels, or even if your business needs those contacts or tourism, let me know, and I would be more than happy to help you out. Thank you very much.